If you're looking for the cheapest coins in Madden 23, head over to AOEAH.com. They are fast and reliable. And make sure to use code WOLF for 3% off. Link is in the description. Video I'm going to show you guys that are newer to Madden 23, the coaching adjustments and stuff that we use on defense and on offense. Before we get into it, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, become members. The full scheme breakdown and the stuff that I use in my gameplays, especially the trash talk video if you watched the last one. Everything I use on the channel and in the members area. We have tight offs at tight end, wide off trill week, dollar, nickel, over, 4-6, all the stuff you need to go on high win streaks. And what's good about it is I know it's late in Madden 23, not a lot of people are watching or playing. However, the stuff that you will learn in the members area will carry on with you to Madden 24, so you'll be ready. Now's the time to practice if you're new, man. Just get in the game, you know what I mean? So make sure you drop a like if you don't mind. Let's talk about the coaching adjustments. Now, if you're newer, like I said, I'm just going to explain these to you guys and tell you what I use. It's up to you how you want to do it. As far as auto flip defensive play call, if you're newer to Madden or you like running a lot of cover 3, I recommend leaving this on. This is going to align and match up your defense as best as it can to the personnel. Now, in a cover 3 situation, as I'll show you right here, when you have auto flip on, if you look at the blues, right, the dark blues that are on the screen right here, you'll notice that there's a blue on the left, and then you have that middle blue. It's off to the left, right? If you turn this off and they line up a trips formation opposite, if you see the cover 3 cloud strong right here in the middle, you'll notice that the blues are offset to the left side. If they come out with a trips on the right side and you have auto flip off, you just misaligned your defense. Seam routes are going to be open, all kinds of crazy things. A streak on the outside is going to be open. So if you turn it and leave it on, the play will flip itself and it'll line properly to the trip side. So a trips formation in offense is where 3 receivers line up on one side. And if you have this stock right here and you have auto flip off, you're going to get cooked. So I would leave this on if you're newer to Madden. However, if you're advanced, you can turn this off, especially if you're setting up blitzes and stuff like that. As far as auto alignment, if you run a lot of blitzes or you like to just disguise your defenses, you can run this on base. The defenders will align according to their base formation position. Now, what is the base formation? If you look at this play right here in cover 3, you see the X's and the squares and the circles. That's the default position, okay? Now, when they come out in a formation, your defense will scramble a little bit. They'll move a little bit to align themselves. However, you can turn this to base and they will go automatically to that position where these circles and squares and X's are, okay? They'll automatically go there. So you can use that if you're running a lot of blitzes as well. Like a lot of people like to use this with DB fire, so they automatically line up in base. And then you have the man where if you're running zone, you can still have them align like it's man defense. So it'll throw your opponent off thinking that you're running man, and then they drop back into zones and it really just confuses them. Be careful with this because your defense can get scrambled, and it's EA and it's Madden 23 and it's just bad coding on the dev side. So be careful with that. Ball in air defense, if it's late game play swat ball, the AI will attempt to swat the ball instead of pick it. Now, I know a lot of people want interceptions, but late game, end of quarters, the best thing that you can do is put on swat ball so they can't catch over you. You know what I mean? Your defenders will actually try to swat the ball. But if you're in mid game, you can put this to play ball, and the AI will attempt to intercept the ball. Now, the problem with this is if you're one of those players that like to run man defense, I wouldn't use play ball because you will get trapped in those animations. And if they catch the ball or they're cooking your defender and they get trapped in a play ball animation, you're going to get cooked down the field. It's going to be a touchdown. Then you have play receiver. But I usually leave this on balance and then swat ball. I don't really use play ball because I do blend in a lot of like spinner, you know, cover 1 press, those defenses. Cornerback matchups, if you're facing like a Tyreek Hill or someone that's cooking on the Dolphins, you might want to put this on speed or manually put someone on Tyreek Hill to match his speed. But typically, if you put this on speed and adjust your personnel, shade over the top, you'll be able to keep up with Tyreek Hill some of the times. All right, he's still Tyreek Hill in regs, so he still cooks. In the red zone, you can do by height if they're trying to highball into the red zone, or if they're throwing a lot of high balls in general, you can put this by height. They're not using a Tyreek Hill, say they're using a Mike Evans like I use. Put your cornerbacks to height. That way you can attempt to swat the ball or aggressive catch, because Mike Evans is going to aggressive catch you in regs, or I don't know how it is in Ultimate Team right now, but by height might be the move for you. You can do route running, but no one really runs that right now at this moment. And we don't use depth chart at all. We usually just run speed and height, and then balance. You can keep it. Those 3 are pretty much the ones that I use, okay? Option defense, if the quarterback runs the ball on an option play 1 time, I automatically put this to conservative, and I do not move it. The pro is I focus on the QB on the option, and the con is the dive and pitch left open on the option. However, if you're running a good defense, Spinner can stop a lot of the stuff, right? It struggles with the O and traps and those, maybe power O, depends, right? However, the option plays, you could cook it with any type of meta defense, and then putting this conservative so the quarterback can't just do what he wants. You know what I mean? Strip ball mechanic, I would leave this alone unless you really need a turnover, then you turn it on to aggressive, okay? If you really need a turnover, you put that on aggressive. You can put it on conservative if you're facing someone else that's probably pretty good, but look at the pros and cons right here. Lower break tackle chances is the pro, and the con is AI will not attempt to strip, which is good because you're not really going to get a strip ball animation when you're stopping the run. So conservative might be good against like a Derrick Henry, right? Or someone that's powerful in the run game in there, you know? However, if they put their running back to aggressive and you have this on conservative, you're going to get cooked 9 times out of 10. So be careful with that. Tackling, I just leave this alone, right? Because it works for and against you. If you look at both of them, AI defenders will tackle conservatively, but the con is it increases chances of allowing yards after contact. Like I said, if you're facing someone that's a Derrick Henry, they're going to get yards after contact. And if you go to aggressive, the AI defenders will attempt hit stick tackles for higher fumble chance, higher chance of broken tackles and fake outs. Now, here's the crazy thing. You could put this on aggressive if you're sending blitzes and you send like safeties or whatever, right? Because these guys will hit stick the quarterback. That's another thing that not a lot of people know about, but it's something that happens in the game. So you can put that on aggressive if you're sending blitzes. Now, the bread and butter right here are your flats, your outside coverages, your blues. Let me show you what I mean. You see well, they're actually like green, right? They're winter green or mint green. Those are your flats, and you can tell them to go down 5 yards, 10, 15. Let me show you what I mean right here. Right here on your flats is the, this is for clouds, hard flats, anything like that that's in that blue. You can change them from 5 to 10 to 15. Typically, we start off at like 5 or 10. If you're running a cover 4, I typically run 5, 10. I'll start off at 10 from the beginning. And then if you're running cover 2 man with zone drops and your safeties, you can run 25, 30 to stop those corner routes or the crossing routes or, you know, deep post routes, things of that nature. 25 and 30 seems to be the sweet spot for those type of deeper plays. For anything smaller going underneath, you can go 10-5. If it's like 4th and 2, you probably want to go 5. Some go 0, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would just leave it like at 5. Curl flats are the purples. So if you shade over the top when you come out on defense and these purple zone drops, you can do the same thing with them. So you can run essentially a Mabel that looks like this. So 25 curl flats, 5 flats, and you can run a purple and a blue on the sideline to help those zone drops cover that whole flood concept, because a lot of people like to run flood concepts, and the flood concept is a clear out streak, a corner route, and a flat route. So it's underneath deep corner route with a clear out to force deep blues backwards. I run it a lot. I know a lot of people run it a lot. Now the hooks are your yellows within the play. So you see the yellows in this cover 3 right here. They're hook zones in cover 2. They're vertical hooks, mid reads, right? 3 rec hooks. Those yellows that you'll see, you want to go ahead and put the hooks to whatever you think you need. Okay, so you can start off at 5, 10, 15, 20, and they just drop further and further back. Typically I leave it alone, but like I said, if it's like 3rd and 15, you can put them to 15 and have them wait there. You know what I mean? Now, when you're running match coverage, let me show you guys what match coverage is if you don't know. Let's just go big nickel, and you see cover 4 quarters and SS blitz 3. You see these type of purples where they're light purples. That's match coverage. They have zone ability, but they also have man up principle, so they can man up depending on the way the offense is being ran. And if you really want them to run their match setups, then you turn this zone coverage to match, and these guys, the zone defenders, will read the routes of the receivers to determine coverage responsibilities. Make sure you have this on if you love to run cover 3 match or cover 4 quarters or cover 4 palms. Those type of defenses is going to be crucial for you to use. Okay, now I'm going to pick a play and we'll go to the offensive side right here. As far as deep pass catching, I don't touch it. Intermediate pass catching, I don't ever touch none of these. You could go to aggressive if you want, if you're trying to high ball aggressive catch, probably in the red zone, but I wouldn't touch this. Leave blocking alone. If you watch the trash talk gameplay previously, the guy had his on aggressive and it was holding calls and stuff like that, so just leave it alone. Ball carrier, this is cool because if you don't want to fumble the ball, you go to conservative. However, you won't be able to juke, you won't be able to do spin moves and stuff like that, but you'll have a lower chance of fumbling the ball. Now, if you're in the red zone and you need those yards or you need to get a touchdown, it's like the last plays of the game, or you need that first down, you can set this to aggressive and just try to truck people. You see the higher chance of triggering auto break tackles. However, there is an increased fumble chances. So make sure you're utilizing your RB R1 button on your controller. And that's pretty much it, man. Just a brief rundown. Usually do these like once a month just to keep you guys refreshed and updated, especially if you're new, you just subscribed and you want the understanding of how to run the zone drops or the coaching adjustments in general. This video right here is for you. Drop a like. Love you guys, man. Peace.